What's going on, guys? Alex back at you finally with some new content. I know it's been a while. I can attribute that to a whole lot of stuff, but I know you guys don't care. You don't want to hear excuses and stuff like that. I have been working a new job. I work at FedEx on top of everything that I do here at the park and all that kind of stuff. So my time is very few and far in between that I get some spare time to actually do something. But trying to get back on track. I think I got my schedule kind of ironed out and everything like that. So I'm trying to get back at it and get you guys some new content for this upcoming season and the year. We got Paintball Extravaganza going on this week. Unfortunately, I'm not attending Paintball Extravaganza this year. Myself and Alex, the owner here, we went down to the GI Sports Core event a couple weeks ago. If you guys want to hear about that at all, I can put up a video talking about that. It wasn't really... not a whole lot was going on, but that's what's going on. But if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a let's look at of the Planet Eclipse Gtek. So let's go ahead and break it down real quick. So what you're looking at basically is Planet Eclipse's kind of step into the mid-end price point for spool valve guns. Obviously, the ETHA has been at the lower price point, and is that a true spool valve gun? Not really. That's been their kind of really super entry-level price point gun. But this is their big step into the mid-end market, and here it is. Initial thoughts right off the bat, obviously I've already shot one of these because it has been out for a little bit now. I think this gun is absolutely fantastic. I think they did a fantastic job. It's really well done. It's very comfortable. I think it looks great. Shoots very smooth. It is a bit loud. I think it shoots really relatively smooth, in all sense of the word, I guess, comparatively to other stuff. Definitely smoother, I think, than like a reflex rail or something like that at the same price point. Definitely not as smooth as an axe, but, hey, what are you going to do? So let's go ahead and jump right into it real quick. Obviously, it comes in Planet Eclipse's classic, these big zipper hard cases, which are kind of nice, and, the same classic cardboard box. So as per usual, barrel bag, thing of lube, big bag of spares, the Allen keys, and the manual. So from now on, all Eclipse manuals is basically just a quick start manual kind of thing that they're doing. And everything else is available at planeteclipse.com for a full manual and breakdown and tech videos and all that kind of stuff, which I will also be providing as well. So we can go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Yes, there was a beer hiding behind there, sorry. Alright, so right off the bat, this is incorporating the Shaft 5 barrel, I guess. It's a Shaft 4, it's the same freaking thing. No pro tip, obviously. Same reverse threaded. The stock barrel back that comes on here is a 689, says it right there. Kind of new stylized milling. I think it looks pretty solid, looks good. But, same classic Shaft 4 barrel, pretty much, for the same thing. Obviously, macro line, the same oops on-off that comes on the ETHAs and the Gtek, where you have a composite, I don't know what you want to call that, the actual on-off mechanism. The little turn thing is actually just the fiberglass reinforced nylon composite, as well as the frame, the back cap right here, and the feed neck, classic stuff, same thing that's going on the ETHA and on the Gtek 5. With the rest of it being metal. So what I really like that they did is that the board on the inside is basically the same exact thing as an Gtek 5. So the OLED board, the OLED screen that was available for a drop-in on the Gtek 5 is exactly the same thing. It's available for a drop-in. I have it actually here installed on this Gtek. As you can see right there, it's the same exact screen that works for the Gtek 5 and the Gtek, so that's kind of nice. It's not a separate thing. So it's that same, I believe, what are they, 70 or 80? For the screen, again, it's not a whole board replacement. It's just a drop-in, same exact part that goes into the Gtek 5, so that's kind of nice. Just kind of slimming down and making products universally work for their entire product line is kind of cool. Classic trigger frame. The grips is the same type of the little kind of micro pitted grips that come on the Gtek 5. Really comfy, not too big, and not too bulky, yet they still provide a lot of good sticky grip. Other than that, they're classically comfortable like Eclipse grips always are. I do like that there's a really big gap here between the foregrip and the front of the trigger guard, so you can really get in with your thumb, or I don't know if you're holding it weird or something like that, but you can really get in there and really wrap around the front of the reg and really get a good clean grip on the gun. They did a really good job making sure that was big, and it's also really comfortable. There's nothing that's going to pinch the inside, like the webbing between your fingers or anything like that. Same goes for up here. There's nothing that's going to pinch your fingers or anything like that, or the sides. It's really super comfortable. Other than that, same kind of classic design where you just got some composite eye covers that screw off so you can get access to the eyes and clean all that kind of stuff out. The reg is pretty much the same reg and pretty much works the same way. It's a one-piece grip. You can take the macro line off, slide the grip off, and access the reg, so you can get at the internals and clean it out and all that kind of stuff. It's the same classic Planet Eclipse, what do they call it, the SL reg series. So it's pretty much like the SL3, I believe, is SL3, am I right? Right around there. I can get into that in later detail on a full gun maintenance video though. So what everybody's really interested in obviously is the bolt system. What's inside this thing? So it is a toolless bolt removal. It's just like the Geos and the CS1. You pop it up and the drivetrain comes out just like this. So right off the bat, it does kind of, it's kind of reminiscent of, to me, the original Geo and the Geo Plus, as well as the old, the first drone, like the Drone DX and stuff like that. It kind of looks like that to me, anyway. So if we go ahead and take it apart right here, you get this can, and you basically have what's going on. If you pop the bolt out, which is so you get your can, basically your classic Geo bolt, and then you kind of got this prop shaft and this whole kind of deal going on right here, which is definitely something unique. They never really have done this before. It's definitely a new design. And behind this prop shaft, it is spring assisted. It has the spring and all that kind of stuff that just is sitting in the back of the prop shaft. And that's basically it. So it's like it's basically like a Geo, but they kind of broke it down into a few more parts. It's a little bit more complicated, and I don't obviously think it's going to run quite as smoothly. So it's like a less refined Geo. And just for comparison, grabbed a CS1 here and take a look at the bolt system that's in there. So obviously if we unscrew this, we can take a look at, so you got the Gtek can, and you got the Geo can, and there's the Geo bolt, and there's the Gtek bolt. And then instead of kind of all this all-inclusive like prop shaft that's kind of connected in here, you can obviously take the prop shaft out and everything like that. It's kind of broken up into individual pieces on the Gtek. The exact reasoning on exactly why did this, obviously you'd have to talk to Jack Wood. I'm sure he's already put out statements on why we did this and why we did that and all that kind of stuff. But it seems to be, even though it's more parts, I would think it's probably still a slightly kind of simpler way of getting away with doing something like this, doing this kind of like prop shaft spool valve kind of deal. Having more parts just allows for, I guess it would almost be just an easier way to work it instead of trying to get everything to be in one piece. I would think it's probably easier just to be able to break it down into more pieces so that you have each individual piece doing one specific job instead of trying to perfect one piece doing 5 different jobs inside the drivetrain. Anyway, that's my thought on it. Anyway, don't take that for granted or whatever. This bolt system does break down a little bit further. I have broken it down and taken a look at it and done all that kind of stuff. So a full maintenance video is definitely in the future. Putting it back together and taking it apart is actually relatively simple, even though it has more parts. The stuff all just kind of slides in together and screws together. It's really not that hard. But the major point is that it works, and it works very well. As far as efficiency goes, I don't think it's quite E-Tech efficiency, E-Tech Ego efficiency. but it is definitely it's definitely geo efficiency for sure, that I can tell anyway in the few times that I got to shoot one. And as far as how smooth it is, I would rate it probably as smooth as a Geo 3 without the IV core. Like a broken in Geo 3, it kind of does start to get pretty smooth, although it's not as smooth as like a true spool, like a Lux or a DM. It's still pretty smooth, and I would probably equate the Gtek to about a Geo 3 without an IV core kit in it. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on. It is a relatively new gun with a brand new drivetrain, but that's really it. Everything else is still pretty much, the same. It's still a classic Planet Eclipse. Your shaft barrel, the SL reg. Obviously they're still doing the Gtek offset feed neck composite parts, and they started to make everything universal. The trigger feels really nice. It's very comfortable. It is that composite as well. Obviously they went with macro line. It's still just a mid-end gun. So, nothing too super fancy, but, overall, I really do like the gun. I think it looks good, it feels good, I think it shoots good for what it is. I think they did a great job at putting it at $550, which is the same price as the Eclipse 5, which I think makes it simple, so people aren't going in and looking at it like, if this was $600 and the Eclipse was $550, like, well, why is that one $50 more? Is it better? And then, you're trying to sit there and explain, well, no, not really. It's two different sides of the coin, and well, this one's kind of better in this way, but the E-Tech is better in this way, and then they're like, well, if it's better in this way, why is it $550? All that kind of stuff. So I think they did a great job, smart decision putting it at $550, same as the E-Tech, and overall, I just really like the gun. I can't say it enough, and I'll stop babbling and rambling on. There it is. That is the Gtek maintenance videos in the future. Coming full maintenance video, show you how to break down that drivetrain and the reg and all that stuff. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments or anything, leave a comment down in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. If not, sorry, I can't hit it on the head every time. And that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys next time.